if you're a tourist, you have to know that and be more aware about everything in your environment, and know that there are places that you have to be a little bit more careful in visiting. I think that you already noticed, like usually we recommend the guys and the clients what places they can visit, and like in every city you are going to find places that are not very safe, and of course you are not going to go to that places to take the risk that maybe something happened to you, because that is not only here in Medellin. I think that it's around the world that you have to be very careful about certain kind of places.
Correct.
And of course, if you are a tourist, you have to know that and be more aware about everything in your environment, and know that there are places that you have to be a little bit more careful in visiting. But most of the places that, for example, most of the clients they stay always is very safe, and you don't take any risk of anything.
No, I've never had a problem here, and I've been here many days. I've been here probably close to 300 days total. Since I started coming here. Single problem with something like that. Nobody's ever tried to rob me, steal from me, nothing. People ask for things, they beg on the streets. It's a big thing in certain neighborhoods, but they're not there to hurt you. People love the tourism here. The businesses around here thrive because of our tourism. Once again, the agency is the safest way to date in Colombia. And you know if the girl is what she does at that point. You're going to start off on a better foot. No, that is, once again, that is what you're reading in the paper, where people have problems. That's where it happens. The agency, like I said, is a very safe way to do this. They know everything about the girl. The girl has been here long before you ever come to Colombia. They have a file. They have her ID. They're going to have yours. Everybody's safe. When you go to the dating apps, I have a friend who he's been here for 6 years, and he tried a dating app just recently, and he had a problem. So I wouldn't say that it's any certain dating app, but dating apps.
Thank you, Scott. And I want to mention this because maybe some of them they wondering, like, because that is what I was talking with a client yesterday, and I was telling him that sometimes the intention of these girls, that the ones that they met through the dating apps, the intention most of the time is not to kill the person.
Right.
Most of the times the intention is to steal to the guy, and they use a drug called scopolamine. That is a drug that what it does is, like when they put a little bit in your drink or in your food, whatever, you start to do whatever the other person tells you. So if that person tells you, oh, give me the password of your credit card, you will give the password. If that person tells you, like, oh, I need that you give me all your money, you will give all the money to that person. So you have to be very careful, because what this drug does is, like, you're going to feel that you are going to do whatever the other person tells you to do. And what is happening is, like, sometimes they put more of the drug that they need to put in the drink, because they are not going to take the time, like, oh, Scott, he maybe need this quantity of drug in his drink. They are going to put whatever they think that they need to put in that person in a state of they can control it. So sometimes, most of the times, what happened is that they put more of the drug that they supposed to put, and they ended up killing the person. I'm not going to say that this is good, the steal is good, or the drug someone is good, but the intention most of the time is not to kill the guy. Most of the time the intention is to steal of him. And for what I hear a couple of times, what is happening is that the guys, they bring these girls that they don't know, that they just saw for first time in a dating app, to them hotels, to them apartments. These girls take advantage of the opportunity to steal to them, and there is where it starts the problem.
If you stay away from the prostitution and the drugs, you're not going to have a problem. If you use the agency, you're not going to have a problem. That does not happen here. So the dating apps there's no regulation there, and somebody trying to help you out or protect you. So you're putting yourself out there. No, come to the agency. It's completely safe. They know who you're going out with, and you will too. Here you pick if you're going to go out with an accountant or a manicurist or a doctor or a lawyer, these are people that are here in the agency just waiting to meet people. All you got to do is come here.
Thank you so much for that, because again, guys, this is the time to ask. I'm not having just one question per day. I'm having a lot of questions of a lot of guys that they are a little bit afraid to visit Medellin. And even I have one that was telling me today, like, oh, Manuela, look, I love Medellin. I'm going to go there. I want to visit with my friends, but right now my friends are telling me like, no, we hear the news and we are not going to visit Colombia right now. Even, for example, in my case, my personal case, my boyfriend, that is an American guy, his mom and his dad told him like, be careful, we hear the news, and he was like, Mom, I mean, they don't tell what is really happening here. And the situation that is getting out of control is that there are a lot of prostitution, that is correct, and that the guys, they believe like, oh, it's a girl, what a girl can do to me, like I'm stronger than her, I'm taller than her, so I'm going to have the control. But they use other methods to get what they want. So that is what you have to keep in mind, right?
Yes, and that's the reason you just use the agency. You're never going to have any of those problems. All the stuff you read about, and people ask me the same questions almost daily from the United States, okay? And I keep laughing every time they ask, and just like she's doing now, because we don't see that, okay? We hear about it because everyone's telling us from the United States that it's happening, but we don't see that.
Neil Michaels is asking, from what I understand, most normal Colombian girls don't use dating apps, certainly not the free ones.
Correct.
So yes, I mean, it's like right now, I'm going to say the good girls, we believe that the apps are full of prostitution and a lot of bad things. So now the good people is avoiding these apps because they find out that if, for example, profile in a specific dating app, most of the times the guys are going to think like you are a prostitute, or they are going to think like you are looking for sex. So a lot of girlfriends that I have, for example, they say like, I don't like, because when I create my profile, I start to find out guys that they are only looking for sex in the first date, or they only want to spend the night and that's it, or even they ask and offer money to them. So it's like now dating apps here, at least in Medellin, it's something that a lot of people, that is, I'm going to say like good people, is doing, that they prefer even other websites or other like marriage agencies to find someone in other places around the world. Because here it's something that is not even only dangerous for a person that is from other country, it's even dangerous for people that is here, because in the end you don't know what kind of person. And I know in Netflix there was a couple of a series about documentaries about people that they was pretending to be someone that they was not. And I feel that what helps in the agency, because I'm not going to tell you that we do a really deep search, but what is different is like we take the time to see the background of the guy and the background of the girl. We take the time to ask to the guy for an ID and identification, and also to the girl to join the agency. So it's like we take care of the people and we make sure that Scott is the person that it says that it's Scott. And the person that he's going to meet is the person that it says that it is. Thank you, Scott, for that big interview, this interview with because in the end, Scott did really help us to show a lot of people that in the end, yes, I'm not going to say that things doesn't happen here, but sometimes the news, they get bigger and they don't give all the information in the way that it's supposed to be to the people. So they just have part of the information and they don't have the full part about how they ended up in that kind of circumstances and situations.
Check out our website at
Latin-personals.com.